Hey, what's up guys? Fireball bait has evolved in Clash Royale to become a massive menace, replacing Royale recruits with the overpowered evolved barbarians. Their gigantic stats buff with a faster attack speed and built-in rage and fireball bait element where your opponent can't fireball the barbarians, the Royale Hogs, Fly Machine, and Zappies makes them the perfect card for the deck. When you're relentlessly spamming a ton of bait cards with the Fly Machine, Barbarians, Zappies, and Royale Hogs, your opponent will probably feel they can get a lot of Firecracker value. And when they do, you'll crack their Firecracker in two with their arrows for the regular Firecracker and the Fireball for the evolved one. And the mobile Pokemon Center of the Heal Spirit will keep your evolved Barbarians, Royale Hogs, and Fly Machine alive to give you endless value. There's nothing more frustrating for opponents when they feel like they finished off the cards and they still stay alive, especially when the evolved Barbarians stack up more attacks and become stronger. It's time to add a new layer of Fireball bait into the mix up our opponents with even speedier spam and assert dominance. Lots of love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to make all of the daily videos possible. Jump into the game here. This guy finished 444 in the world. We're gonna go for a tennis ball to score some early points, and he lets it connect. I love going in for one Elixir to get 120 damage. It's always nice to see. Okay, the one thing I don't like right now is I'm going to go Barbarians at the river just to get the evolution a little bit faster and hopefully get his Elixir so that he can't go in for a huge push with this Lava Hound. This is risky because I'm relying on my Zappies to go and finish off the Lava Hound. I can't really go for my Fly Machine because then it maybe goes Balloon on the left-hand side. I'm just going to wait and see what we can do here. Yep, there's the Balloon. All right, I'm so thankful I didn't drop my Fly Machine because if I did, I would have 100% lost the game. Wait, did the Lava Hound not even do damage to my tower? We got a huge pause Elixir trade there. Zappies into Lava Hound. We put in work. Oh, those arrows, though. Oh, it didn't end up hitting the Heal Spirit, but the Heal Spirit wasn't even able to latch on to the Royale Hogs either. Fortunately for us, we do target the in-pain Skeleton Dragon so we can put it out of its misery, and that also means that we take a little bit less damage. So, since I'm back to the Barbarians evolution before he's back to that, I might go Barbarians evolution at the river. I don't know if that's the smartest play. I want to time it so when he goes in for his Lava Hound, that he's going to get blasted by the Barbarians and he won't have Elixir. I'm really, really hoping. Oh, can we Fireball on his evolved Barbarians when he drops them? Or is he going to drop them? Like right here? I bet you he drops them right there. Let's go! I was holding it! I was prepared mentally! And we are melting this man. Let's go! Knowing what your opponent's going to do to counter you means that they probably won't be able to counter you if you're prepared with the right spells in hand. So blasting the Barbarians faster is the difference between life or death for your opponent. He would survive if I just waited one more second there, but since I was holding the Fireball for an instant Fireball, this man might be fuming. He might be fired up. He might be furious because his tower is in shambles. So with a minute left, I think I can go in for Royale Hogs and go for a Fly Machine. Oh my gosh. Guys, he's going Balloon right into me right now. These arrows are meant to clean up. He's going to go for a freeze, but he's not able to freeze on the tower too. That was one of the easiest defenses ever, and we're in a pristine position. With 46 seconds left, I don't think there's a chance in heck that this guy's able to win. And it looks like our dude definitely agreed with me. He dipped out of the game, and he did not want the shame of cycling a whole bunch of freezes into a Fireball bait deck. If you've got freeze and you're supposed to blast my Barbarians or finish off my Fly Machine and Zappies, it's simply not possible. But if I cycle my Fly Machine on the right-hand side to help out my Zappies against Lava Hound, he would have went Balloon Freeze on the left-hand side after I Fireballed, and I would have had no units to clean up the Balloon, instantly losing me the game just because of his cheesy strategy. And after dominating that top 400 Lava Hound player, we're at 9,900 in the world. Yo, we're playing against someone that finished 893 in the world, so again, we're playing against a top-tier player. So I'm going to split up my Barbarians usually, but I can't. Oh, I want to. Yeah, see? I didn't have my Goblin Cage. Imagine if I split my Barbarians at the start right into that Hog Rider. My Barbs would have to waddle and walk towards the Hog, and I would have gotten hammered because I wouldn't have had any way of stopping it. No way of stunning it, no way of pulling it with a cage, and then you lose the game. So just a pinpoint accuracy moment where you're like, hey, you know, I got to think a little bit. I got to understand when I'm cycling cards, is it smart or not? Otherwise, I mean, just cycle a Heal Spirit in the back or at the river, and you can't go wrong with a 1 Elixir investment, but a 5 Elixir investment, you have to think about it 5 times as much, I would say. All right, we're going to go in for a Heal Spirit, and generally, whenever we play against Bomb Tower, we want to be able to win with either our Fly Machines or our Evolved Barbarians at the river when he doesn't have Bomb Tower in cycle. So I'm going to go for Evolved Barbarians at the river right now, and then I think we can finish off the Firecracker with our arrows. Depending on if we get lucky or not, we will get a ton of damage. The Evolved Barbarians aren't going to lock on a tower. That was a phenomenal Hog Rider from our opponent. And, oh my gosh, I think I have to Fireball this. This just doesn't feel right, man. But if I don't Fireball it, this is going to keep getting damage. The Zappies, at least, would have given us counter push, and he's just dropping a knight at the river because I have literally no elixir, and he knows this. And he's like a shark. He's smelling blood in the water, and he's taking his damage. That was a smart decision, honestly. And then you also ended up forcing out units that you can use to get damage with the firecracker with. But eventually we're able to activate King Tower, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, if that was an evolution, I would have lost the game, no doubt about it. Each shot, instead of being 300 damage, would be 800 plus, and there's no way of coming back then. So you have to adjust your card cycle and memorize when your opponent is going to be dropping the evolution of the firecracker. And now I know, after he cycled multiple, he's going to be able to get the next evolved firecracker as his next firecracker that he drops. So because of that, we're going to be dropping our barbarians up a little bit higher, and we are not going to say hello to Value Town for our opponent. We could fireball here, maybe. I think that's the better bet because we are able to blast the knight and then also finish off the bomb tower and then go in for Royal Hogs afterward if we're lucky. Oh, wait, the flying machine went on the tower instead of the bomb tower. Yo, talking about luck, we take those. We go cage here and we're going to arrows. It's not going to be enough immediately, but we are probably going to be able to go and clap the firecracker and then only take one Hog Rider hit. And that's a good start to coming back here for us. Also, we can go in for Royal Hogs, bait out the bomb tower, and maybe skedaddle on the right-hand side afterward, or even in the left with the evolved barbarians. It ain't that bad for us to do that. I'm going to go heal spirit first because I bet you he's going to go in for a Hog Rider and a firecracker, so I want to be able to get a goblin cage down here, arrows on top of that. No! It targeted something that already died! Oh, that heal spirit hurt me. I did not expect that to happen, but I really should have. Anyway, we're going to have the Goblin Cage Brawler tank for the Barbarians, and then we're going to go in for a Fireball, and this is do or die right now. I think the Evolved Barbarians on the left are going to take it out. I think we win. I think. There's nothing to it. I believe in the power of the Barbarians. Don't disappoint me now, Barbs. You're in the deck for the reason. You're our real win condition, and the Fly Machine actually puts him out of his misery, too. Wow. I gassed up and hyped up the Barbs, but the Fly Machine was the true hero. As you can see, if you bait out the bomb tower, even if your opponent's going to have an evolved firecracker deck, you can still power your way through. And we're hogging all the trophies all the way up to 8,100 in the world. Yo, we got another one here. So what's this guy going to do? We have no idea. So we're just going to chill a little bit, relax, maybe leisurely go and take our Goblin Cage for a stroll, go and wait for him to like break out of his prison, I guess. Yo, save the cage. Break it down, Barbarian. You want to be his friend, right? Not his foe. You're getting him out of prison, bro. You're bailing him out. You know, I think that the Goblin Cage would actually appreciate that, for real. So even though maybe I don't appreciate, maybe my card does. So I guess it's the way that you look at it. Oh, no. There's got to be a Bowler Balloon free stack. There's no doubt, right? Whenever we see Inferno Dragon with this, it's not an easy matchup because he's going to have that dreaded Inferno Dragon. And if he gets the Inferno Dragon freeze on me, I'm screwed. So I have to be fearful of either the balloon or also the Inferno Dragon. And if I cycle my zappies on the wrong thing, then I'm going to take a ton of damage. Trying to space out my Fly Machine, as you guys already know from the first game that we played today. If I have my Fly Machine near my tower, it's going to be bad. If I drop it at the river, my opponent can't hit the Fly Machine and also the tower at the same time with the freeze. So, taking that knowledge and trying to put it into action is a different thing. If I go for a Tennis Ball and a Heal Spirit, I think that's aight, but at the same time, I fully expect my opponent to go in for Bowler. If I split up my piggies, it's an easy King Tower activation with him taking no damage. However, if I drop all my piggies in the same side, I'm going to go directly into a Bowler. So maybe I should have went in the right-hand side so I didn't allow him to build up a big push with an Inferno Dragon as well. It's hard to say. I think it's okay because it's easier for us to counter, so then we can drop our zappies in the same side and not worry about an Inferno Dragon counter pushing the other side, you know? I hate when that happens. Also, Evolved Barbarians are going to come up big right now. I don't know if y'all are a fan of this, but Evolved Barbarians just do so much damage. Bowler is out of sight, and I think we can maybe go in for a Fireball here or a Fly Machine. Going in for a Heal Spirit doesn't make that much sense because he's just going to go for like a Barb Barrel every single chance that he gets. Don't want to give him that ability. Yeah, see, he was holding the Barb Barrel. I memorized this card cycle, and that's how you have to win like maximum positive elixir trades with this deck. Otherwise, if you don't know what your opponent's going to do, how can you even like expect to get good trades? You're just going to be hoping. You're going to like, let's just drop this. And then when you watch it not work, you're like, man, that sucked. That's not the way that I like playing the game, at least. All right, we're going to go in for our zappies, and we'll go Goblin Cage depending on what happens. Ugh, this is a little bit rough. I think I got to go Goblin Cage, and then I'm expecting him to go in for a Tornado on the Barbs, but maybe one of the Barbs in the back can do enough damage to the Bowler to finish it off in time. Oh, this is working. No way. All right, if I freeze, counter with like arrows and Fly Machine, is that going to be enough? Oh, it was so close to killing me. This is insane. My heart is racing right now. I don't know if I can win this race. Please don't let me finish last. There's only first or last in Clash Royale. There's nothing else. He has to go like bull or tornado at the river and pretend it's a magic archer. So I'm going to go in for a goblin cage, and I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. Yo, let's go. He's frantically freezing with all of his might, but he wasn't able to make it happen. And beating a good player with balloon freeze always feels fantastic. Because that disgusting toxic deck only needs one tornado with a bowler or a freeze with Inferno Dragon and balloon, and then your entire tower is dead. Scraping by and staying alive with only 100 HP feels like a miracle. Piggies feel unstoppable, putting us at 4,600 in the world. Yo, we got another one, and this guy is painting a picture for us. I wonder what deck it's gonna be. So we're gonna go in for a heal spirit. You guys know the deal. Tennis ball is my favorite starting play. It's fun because I like getting the damage, and sometimes your opponent will drop cards that they're not supposed to. For instance, they'll go in for like a 5 Elixir bowler, and they'll just stop the heal spirit. You'll be like, feels pretty foolish, doesn't it, for you? This guy, unfortunately, is going to have Electro Dragon. So, oh, wait, never mind. This is really cool. We can just arrows and fireball, and it kills the Electro Dragon and the Firecracker. He's so screwed right now. If you guys didn't know, Fireball plus arrows kills Electro Dragon, and generally, that's not the best trade in the world, right? Because you're doing a 7 for 5 trade. But that's not all you're hitting. You're hitting the tank, you're hitting whatever else cards they're spamming with the Electro Dragon, because the Electro Dragon's never going at you alone, right? It always has to have friends. Otherwise, the Electro Dragon's super easy to counter. You can activate King Tower with lone Electro Dragons, and they're generally a pretty trash card when they're just like distracted by like an Ice Spirit, right? Oh man, Elixir Golem. Is the E in Elixir Golem standing for easy right now? I think so. Just try to go in for the fireballs and arrows when they stack up a lot of stuff, as you guys can see. Then use your evolved barbarians, or you use regular barbarians, or you use your zappies, and then you completely clean up the rest of their stuff. So for the rest of the match, I'm just going to defend with our evolved barbarians, fireball and arrow, and win every time. He's trying it again. It's like he didn't learn his lesson, but what else can he do, right? This is what happens every time your Elixir Golem tries to bounce through. It'll just get greeted by a brick wall every time. It always feels so fulfilling deleting the Elixir Golem blobs and all the support cards with fireball and arrows. The swift defense bounces you back up to full elixir immediately so you can punish your opponent and take their tower. And it looks like we're going to take his 3 crown at the end too. Jumping into the game against Abe, you guys already know the deal. We're going to be jumping through with our piggies at any opportunity. But he's not cycling stuff in the back. If he went for Skeleton King or Valkyrie or anything with splash damage in the back right, we go on the left and we'd spam him. So he's going to go in for minions. I think we can arrows on the minions and hit the tower. Oh, please, let's go. That's nice. You have to have fast reflexes to do that. Oh, come on. Come on. Don't do this to me. Don't laugh at me. Don't yawn at me right now. You did 1,400 damage. You savage. And he's saying good luck because he's up so much damage right now. This guy is a BMer. He's dirty. He's doing the dirty BM. All right, we're going to go in for a fly machine here. Fortunately for us, I think that those barbs are toast. We can also maybe go in for Royal Hogs with the fly machine because I bet you he's going to go and try to cycle minions on this. And then if the minions get destroyed by the heal spirit plus fly machine, then we're vibing. Oh, he's got fireball plus freeze? Oh, he's laughing at me so much right now. But dude, you can't laugh off that damage. You really can't. You can't. You took so much. We're going to mute him so you guys don't have to listen to the obnoxious goblin laugh the entire game, but just know he's doing it. We'll check back in on him at the end of the game and see if he's still laughing if we win. But right now, he's going to go in for minions in the middle, and those are toast, so that's not that big of a deal. We can go in for our evolved barbarians when he decides to go for a Hog Rider. And the fact that he's got 2 big spells is crazy, because I didn't think that he would be running Fireball plus Freeze, but he is. So we're going to go in for a fly machine here, and we're going to go for Royal Hogs and split them. And I think this is a good strat because we can always force out Elixir on both sides, and if he goes in for Barbarians, he's going to have to drop something else as well. Yo, not only go Barbs, he literally goes Inferno Tower. Oh, he's taking so much damage. He's taking so much damage right now. This is incredible. You'll love to see it. Okay, the Evolved Barbs Hog Rider is going to come down, right? Has to be. Has to be. We got to go for our own Evolved Barbarians in the middle. We should be fine here. But I bet you he goes in for a Hog Rider. If that Barbarian on the left dies, he could Hog Rider, and then he'd screwed me with Freeze. Because I wouldn't have enough Elixir to go and drop the Goblin Cage and Zappies. But fortunately, that one Evolved Barbarian stayed alive just long enough for me to be able to stay alive and not get completely destroyed. All right, we're going to Fireball here, and then I think we're going to go in for Zappies if I need to, just in case he decides to go for a Freeze. I don't think he will, because the other tower is going to be able to shoot the Hog Rider. It wouldn't make that much sense for him to do. Okay, we can go and split up our Hogs. Most of them are going to be piled on the right-hand side so they don't get all hit by a Fireball. Nice. Yeah, I only split one on the left so we would still get him to Fireball there. Tried to bait him out. We're going to go Barbarians in the back left because he's done all of his damage to the left-hand side, so it would make sense for him to go there. And if he goes on the right, then he's working on the side that he doesn't want to. All All right, we can go for a fly machine. We can start to go and cycle fireballs on those barbarians just to finish them off a little bit faster. I can arrows here at the river. He's going to fireball on my tower, right? Yeah, he does. Makes sense for him to do. He doesn't have fireball and cycle, though. Does he have an answer? Does he have an answer to the heal spirit piggies? I don't think he does. I don't think he does at all. That's so funny. He's going to go Inferno Tower. He's just taking a terrible trade. Let's check back on him. Is he still BMing? We turn the emotes back on. Where is your spam? No, he shut up. He quieted down a bit. That's interesting. All right, he's going to fireball me. We're going to go for our evolved barbarians. We're going to split up our piggies and also all of our stuff just to constantly split lane pressure. It's going to be harder for him to deal with because if he doesn't have barbarians and he can't like aggregate the barbarians on the same side, it's literally impossible for him to defend both sides. He just doesn't have enough elixir, right? Let's pre-fireball here, try to hit something. Doesn't really matter though, because the piggies are on the tower and his barbs are so far away because he couldn't drop the barbarians near the tower since I fireballed there. I claimed my territory. I said, you can't drop barbs. You're going to drop the game. You're going to drop some medals and I'll collect them all. And when I think of the name Abe, I'm always thinking of Honest Abe. And this guy, I don't know. Honestly, he was pretty toxic. And it's always fun making comebacks and beating people that are laughing at you as they're winning. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an incredible rest of your day.